So though there are n number of visualizations or plots, so I would like you to take you through the histogram. So if you want to explore more types of plots, you can just watch my intuitive plots for you course. But for now, we'll be looking into the histogram, because histogram is the visualization or visual representation of frequency distribution. So that is the reason we're going to look into the histogram now. So histograms are a type of graph that display the distribution of a data set by dividing it into bins and showing the frequency or count of observation falling into each bin. So these histograms are used to visualize the shape, center, and spread of a data set, and are commonly used in descriptive statistics and data analysis. So here, what will we do? Let's take an example here. So you can see on the screen. So this is a typical representation of histogram. So if you see on the x-axis, we have plotted students' IQ, and on y-axis the count or the frequency of the student IQ. So how many students has that level of IQ? So 80 to 1 is one bin, which is on x-axis, and 80 to 90 is one bin. 90 to 100 is second bin. 100 to 110, it's 110 is second third bin, and 110 to 120 is the fourth bin. And here you can see that number of students that are falling into this bin is 3 if it is 80 to 90 bracket, and 90 to 100 bracket it's a 5, and 100 to 110 bracket it's a 6. So if you see at the image, if you see at the bar, it's literally visualizing or basically conveying the shape, center, and spread of the whole data set itself. And the center is here, which is 100 to 110. And then with the overall shape, it's a skewed to the 80 side, it's a left skewed. And then if you see the spread of the data set, and you can see the overall spread from 80 to, I think it's 170. Of course, it goes on to the 110. No, but here in this case, it's we can see on the screen that's 170. Anyway, let's take one more example and work on that example with pandas. So this is 4.1. It's histogram. So for this, I'm gonna take this example, the same data. So I'm not gonna go for the new data. So let's use the same scores data. Yep. In addition to that, I'm going to change this data frame name to the data frame histogram HG. That's it. Now, as usual, let's import matplotlib for this again. Matplotlib dot pyplot as plt, and as usual we have imported the pandas, but still I'm going to just import it just as for your reference. That's it. There is no issue in importing the respective modules, matplotlib and pandas. Okay, now, so we have the data frame also. Now it's time to create a histogram using matplotlib. So let's create a histogram using matplotlib. So plt dot hist, this is the method we're going to use to create an histogram from the plt module, which is the alias for pyplot. So inside that we have to mention the respective data. So now dfhg of scores, done. Now how many bins you want to go with? That's very important. How many bins? I'm going to go with the 10 bins. And edge color, so df scores is clear, then bins is done, Then I'm gonna go with the edge color. Edge color, I'll go with the black. So let's create it, and here is your plot. Oh, fantastic. It's looking good. It's it's by and large looks like a uniform, and at a central point would be around 80-85. That's fine. I'm gonna do a minor changes. Let me make, okay, first let me add the respective labels. So plt dot x label, x label is exam scores, and we have y label, that's y label, that's frequency. Then title, I'm gonna add a title, that's histogram of exam scores. And then let's show it. That's it. Let me print it now. And here is your plot, histogram. Exam scores on x-axis. These are the bins, 70 bin and 75, 80, 85, 90 bins. And then frequency of the bins is on y-axis. So now let me increase the number of bin sizes to 14 and see the shape. Oh, the shape is not so good. So let me bring it down to the uh, 7, and let's see what would be the shape of the, okay, the shape, if I reduce it further, the shape will become much uniform. I'll bring it to the 4. Yes, I told you. So it's not a good idea to reduce the shape, because it will become more uniform. That's, I don't want that. I don't want that, and we want to have a proper or actual visual representation of the data set distribution. So that's the reason I'm gonna go with 12. So 12, okay, again, this is also not representing. Let me go for the 9 and see. Oh, this is slightly better. Of course, it's better to go with the 10 back. Yes, done. This is actually representing a true picture of our data set. So in this example, the histogram is created using the plt.hist method from the matplotlib library, and uh, the df and selecting a selective square bracket, and then a column header. So data represents the exam scores, and the bins parameter specifies the number of bins or intervals to use the histogram. The resulting histogram displays the frequency of exam scores falling into each bin, so providing a visual representation of the distribution of the data. You can use histograms to analyze the distribution of various types of data, such as exam scores, income levels, customer ages, or product prices. So histograms are useful for identifying patterns, trends, and outliers in the data, and gaining insights into the underlying distribution of the data set. So this is the very, very, very important step, or important step while we are working on exploratory data analysis, which is the first step of the data science modeling or data science project.